So I think I'll try to get into making some webcomics. It'll be a slow process, but I'd like to put out at least 2 one-shots over this next year. Let's see if I can do it. So, I did it. So last year on the 20th of February, I challenged myself to make 2 webcomics, and I did it. Sorta. The initial goal was to make them before the end of the year, but some other projects and things came up that took my time away from it, and so I decided to push the deadline back to the 20th of February, the day I issued the challenge. The thing is, although in the last few months of the year things got busy, if I had stayed on top of the challenge more, I could have gotten it done before the end of the year. But oh well, it's in the past now. And I still think I did it, so I'm fine with it. I'll just have to keep that in mind for the future. The goal was to make 2 webcomics in a year, and I did that. One was a Christmas gift for my cousin, and the other was the one I spent most of the year working on. Here are some of the things I learned while making them. While working on the comic that I gave 2 different names to, I'll decide the actual names later, okay? I'd take multiple month-long breaks in between working on it. When I did that, I'd have to relearn the workflow of how I made the comic, which really slowed down progress. Sometimes I'd even have to relearn how I drew the characters before. If I had stuck to a consistent schedule, even if it was something small like once a week or once every 2 weeks, I would have been more productive. And also would have saved me the hassle of having to relearn things. Why didn't I do this? Why? Why would it? I know a lot of webcomics do color, but I'm just one guy who's working on making videos while making these. So I think going forward, I'll probably have to stick to grayscale or monotone. Like that kind of look to go with my webcomics. Color just makes things take longer. But I don't know. Maybe if I'll continue this comic, I might continue it with color, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, color takes time. With both of the webcomics I made, I didn't really have to make any backgrounds. Luckily, the one was set in a frozen wasteland, so backgrounds for that just looked like a windy, snowy abyss. But if I want to get better at this, I have to draw more backgrounds. It's not that I can't draw them, I'm just not fast at drawing them. And the only way to improve that would be to draw them more. So Instagram, get ready for more background pieces. I use Webtoons as my webcomic platform of choice. No particular reason for that. Webcomics usually utilize a scroll feature to move rather than a normal page turn that comics have. There's something to scrolling that just makes us stay engaged longer with media, particularly sur les fonds. Webtoons utilizes this feature. What that means is when you're planning your webcomic, your storyboards, you need to make sure that it's formatted to best fit for scrolling. That generally means that you're going to have things more spaced out, and you're going to be using more vertical boxes than horizontal. Like with most art things, it's subjective, and you'll have to find the best way it fits for your specific situation. The vertical nature of scrolling webcomics is just something you should keep in mind. How do I plan out my webcomics? Well, Webtoons only allows images of 800 by 1280 pics. But they do have a resize tool that'll get applied to images that are larger than that as long as the file is 2 megabytes. What I do is have all my images be 1200 by 1200, but that doesn't make planning vertically very easy. So I make the height of the page that I'm working on 8 times longer. That way I can work on 8 images at once. Then when I'm done, I cut the one image into 8. But when I'm drawing, 1200 by 9600 pics isn't a lot to work with. So I scale it up by 2. That way it's easier to draw on. So when I'm drawing on it, it's 2400 by 19,200 pics. Then when I'm done, I scale it down by 2 and cut it into 8 images. This isn't something that I learned this year. I actually first implemented this the year prior to the 2 comics that I made this past year. But I thought this would be helpful to anybody who is wanting to make webcomics or was just interested in the formatting stuff you gotta do for this. There are many other better videos online for this kind of stuff. I recommend searching on YouTube for how to do it. A lot of really good artists have given free advice on this, so if you're interested, go and watch their videos. I also think Webtoons recently changed their formatting stuff because I don't remember it originally being 800 by 1280 pics. I could be wrong about that though. I'll have to look into it. Having a goal really helped me get the comic done. It also really helped that I challenged myself online where others could see. Although the original video only has 25 views at the time of writing this, it's like a way of proving my word. Either I do it and keep my word, or I make myself a liar. Anyways, posting the video helped me set a goal and keep it. This next year, I don't know if I'll set any goals for future webcomics. I have some ideas for ones I want to make, but I'm not going to put any expectations on myself. I'll probably make at least one, but again, I'm not setting a challenge for myself this year. Or maybe I'll make 3 or something, I don't know.